guys, welcome back to Flat Tire Farm. I wanted to show you what I got for my 4th ever Azure Standard order. I wanted to explain to you a little bit about why it's kind of a big deal for us. I've lived here for 40 years now, and we have always had a supply issue and a shipping issue. It costs so much to ship things either UPS ground over Canada, or it has to go out of a port in Washington, out of Vancouver usually, and then be barged to Alaska. It takes a long time to get here. And shipping costs are really high. Just for this Azure Standard stuff, my shipping cost is 40% of the weight. So if I buy something that weighs 100 pounds, I'm paying $40 in shipping on top of the cost of the item. You know, when I was in middle school and high school, we couldn't get on Amazon. There wasn't Amazon. There was no online, and you could only mail order stuff. And plenty of places did not ship to Alaska and Hawaii. And you can still see that on things that you buy. You know, can't be shipped to Alaska and Hawaii and Puerto Rico and a couple of others because the shipping prices are so high. You know, we used to have to go to the grocery store to get our winter boots for the year. The boys always had the black moon boots and the girls always had the pink moon boots, and we kind of all had the same ones. There just wasn't a lot of places for shopping around here. So now that there's Amazon and Walmart didn't come here till I was in high school, and that's still an hour away for us right now. But we do have more selection now. However, things are still limited. I cannot buy big bags of Redmond salt in Alaska. Doesn't exist. I cannot buy big bags of wheat berries in Alaska. Not at the grocery store. It doesn't exist. You can get those, I think it's called Augustin, freeze-dried. You know, you can get 10 pounds of wheat berries or something like that for $1 bajillion. And so we do a lot of cost comparison and shopping around. So that being said, lots of people are asking, what did I pay for these items? Now, I paid for my Azure Standard items what it says on the website. But it's the shipping that makes the deal breaker for me, whether I want to buy it or not. So from now on in all my videos, I'm going to put in the description, what did I pay for each of these items? And then I'll separate it out, what did I pay for shipping for the whole kit and caboodle, so that you guys can look. For your area, it's going to be completely different. I just looked for a nice lady in New Jersey, what her shipping would be, and it's 8.5%. Huge difference than my shipping. So I wanted to tell you that all the information is going to be in the description if you have questions about what did I actually pay for this stuff. But I wanted to give you some cost breakdowns for the things that I can buy here locally versus Amazon versus Azure Standard. So for these lentils, I could buy, the cheapest I could find between Amazon and Walmart is $1.74 a pound. Now, with Azure Standard and the shipping, I could get the same 50 pounds of lentils for $1.34. Now, 40 cents doesn't maybe seem like a big difference, but if I buy 50 pounds of it, that's 20 bucks. If I saw 20 bucks sitting on the street, I'd probably pick it up. So for me, that's worth it. This salt, this Redmond livestock salt, I did watch a YouTube video from a lovely YouTube lady that is big and famous and fabulous, and she mentioned that she feeds her family the livestock salt. It is significantly less expensive. I got it with shipping for 89 cents a pound. If you didn't have to pay shipping, it's half that cost. It's probably like 59 cents or something like that a pound. But, so I went ahead and kind of ready, fire, aimed it and ordered it because I thought, well, you know, if we need to cure meat or something like that, having salt is a good deal. And I usually purchase things that I cannot produce myself, and there's no salt mines in Alaska, so not that I know of anyways. So I bought the Redmond salt, and then I started doing some research about, okay, can I really eat this stuff, or is this a real bad deal? And what I found is that some people say, yes, salt is salt, but the Redmond website said, hey, don't eat this stuff. It has grit in it. It might wreck your teeth. So I got the number 10 fine size, so maybe that won't destroy our teeth. But I guess the lesson there is don't listen to everything you hear on YouTube. And but I think we're still going to use it. I'm going to keep it for kind of emergency situations. If for some reason we don't have refrigeration in the summer, I need to cure meat just to survive, I'm totally going to use it for that. But in the meantime, before I just stick it in my salt shaker, I am going to use it for things like curing bacon and a brine for smoking salmon. I don't think I'm going to be afraid of it for that because most of that brine just all gets washed off anyways. But if you have any thoughts about do you use the livestock salt for your family or not, it's a huge difference in price. These bags, I'll put it in the description below, but I think they were less than $25 a bag for 50 pounds. Now, because I can't get this in Alaska in big bulk, I could get it on Amazon, the regular people version, 25 pounds for $94. And so that's, 4 times the price that I can pay for this. So leave in the comments below, what do you think? Is it a bad idea to eat this stuff? Do you eat this stuff? Do you think I'm crazy? Well, that may be true, but that's okay. Put it down there. I want to know what you think about it. Also, here's my second ready, fire, aim for this video. I bought 100 pounds of wheat berries, which we want to have some long-term storage. We don't think that you got to have all the long-term storage in the world, and most of the things that we preserve we can, so we plan on eating it up in 2 years. But the wheat berries we thought we might have for a little bit longer term storage, and the only grain that you can grow in Alaska that you can turn into flour is barley. And we do have 40 acres, but I don't plan on having a barley field. So I don't have a mill for this. So that's my ready, fire, aim portion. If you have a mill that you like or don't like or love or hate or picked up at the thrift store for 12 cents and it's fabulous, leave it in the comments below. I would like to know what in the world do I need. I do have a Vitamix, but I don't have the dry pitcher for it. And that pitcher is about $85, which is probably way less than a grain mill, but maybe that will work. So leave in the comments below the price breakdown for this with the cost of shipping for me in Alaska and purchasing it through Azure Standard. I got it for $1.17 a pound, which sounds pretty good to me. Our local Walmart does sell wheat berries in the Augustin container, the freeze-dried kind of long-term storage stuff that you can buy. But it would cost me $1.54 a pound to purchase it that way. So for 100 pounds of wheat berries, I save 35 cents a pound, so I save 35 bucks. Well, if I saw 35 bucks on the street, I'd pick that up too. So those are my bulk purchases. Tell me, what do you think about the salt? Is it a real bad idea? Do you feed it to your kids? Do you feed it to your cat? I don't know. Tell me what you think about the grain mill. Also, we got these Gamma Seal lids so that we can take these long-term food storage items and have them saved. I think these Gamma lids on Azure Standard is about the same price as we can get them at Lowe's around here. But I was placing an order and I got a discount for purchasing 6 of them, so I took that discount. Okay, not that exciting. I know, I apologize. I appreciate if you have stayed and watched this long for this video with all of my lackluster items that I purchased. So Mr. Reeve did inform me, however, that my Azure videos would do much better if I bought him snacks through Azure Standard. So please stay tuned for the next video, which is chock full of Mr. Reeve snacks. So now let's go through the things that I've made and processed with the items I've showed you in my previous Azure Standard videos. Here is Mr. Reeve's Tree of Optimism, his little pear tree. It's getting big. He's about 3 inches now. We're real excited. And just so you know, he has a baby brother. So Mr. Reeve is very ecstatic. We planted 5 and we got 2. So we're just going to grow these puppies as long as they'll let us. I did a bunch of canning this week. I used some of the onions, the organic onions that I got from Azure Standard, and I made this barbecue pulled pork. Actually, I used the organic onions and the organic bell peppers that I got because I need to use them up. Well, the peppers for sure I need to use up. But my outside food storage system, which is a Rubbermaid bin in the outside freezing winter, it's starting to get warm out and come above freezing during the daytime. So I had a 7.5 pound pork roast in there, and so we needed to get that processed before it got bad, and I think we made 9 pints of barbecue pulled pork. That video's around there somewhere. This is celery soup stock or soup base, and this is a vegetable soup base. This celery is from 50 pounds of frozen celery, that frozen organic and pre-diced, hallelujah, celery that I got from Azure Standard that was also sitting in a snowbank, and so I didn't want it to thaw. So I made 36 quarts of soup base. The onions and the carrots in here are also organic from Azure Standard. So there's that. And I made egg roll filling. I know, super exciting, right? Try not to have an avalanche there. So I made some egg roll filling with 10 pounds of the diced celery, and onions and carrots, and some ground pork that I needed to use up that was in our freezer, and our freezer space is really limited right now. So I ended up with 19 pints of egg roll filling, and we have eaten this twice already this week. It is so good and so much easier to have it pre-made than to chop up all the little vegetables and all the little pieces. You know, Mr. Reeve and I work full-time. We have full-time off-farm jobs, and we have full-time farm jobs. And so for us to be able to have things that are ready to go and be able to eat real food that's perhaps not out of a box or over-processed is a great blessing to us. So this has been wonderful. Also, here's a long-term update. I made pear vinegar with the organic pears that I processed. Most of it I turned into pear butter, but with all the scraps I made this pear vinegar. And it is beautiful. It does not necessarily smell like delicious vinegar yet, so we're going to keep letting that guy cook for a while and hope that he works out. He's very pretty because as my cap for the fermentation, I used red cabbage leaves because that's what I had. And so it made it this beautiful color. And so from now on, when I ferment vinegar, I'm totally going to use the red cabbage leaves because, man, if that's not beautiful. Anyways, we'll keep checking on that, and hopefully it doesn't go to the pigs, and hopefully it gets to go to the people. Now, there's a couple of items I've been really trying to get to, which is the berries. I have 30 pounds of blackberries and 20 pounds of raspberries frozen in my freezer, and I'm very excited to get them processed, but it's just not a priority right now. Everything in the melting snow bank became the priority. This weekend I am going to start processing the berries, so watch for upcoming videos about things I make with 50 pounds of berries. As always, thanks for joining us on Flat Tire Farm. Happy springtime. The sun is out and the snow is melting, and right now brown is our favorite color. See you on the next video.